Ass cheeks. Welcome back. Welcome back to my piece of shit channel. I don't know why you keep coming back, but you do, and the numbers are growing very slowly, so there's that. Today I'm with my friend Sam here, and we're gonna work on getting our cancer from pipes instead of cigars, and it's all the same fucking shit.
Mouth cancer, it's better than lung cancer.
It's more on the surface, you know. You could just put some Oragel on that tumor. You can't just inhale Oragel, so I don't know. So what's the main premise of pipe smoking then?
Okay. Basically, you shove tobacco into the bowl and then you light it on fire. That's the basic premise.
It's a lot easier than the hookah.
Yeah. But the key is to get it not too tight, but not too loose. Otherwise, you're going to have to be lighting it all the time. So you want the fire to be able to spread down. Matches a little difficult to light outside. See what I mean? Yep, that's another one down. Or you can just use a lighter.
Or you can just use
and say, fuck it.
How do dads in easy chairs do it?
I don't know. So when you first start off, you want to keep inhaling. Well, not inhaling, but you know, drawing it in.
So how harsh is it if you do inhale?
There's only one real way to find out, I suppose.
Not harsh at all.
This is rather sweet tobacco.
So, the topic I actually wanted to discuss with you for the video is your smoking history. You know,
okay.
Your first experience with any nicotine, you know, cigarette, cigar, whatever it may have been. Throughout your history of smoking, what's different, you know, what have you done up until the point of today?
Let's see. So I think around the first time I ever had smoked something was when I was 12 or so. I don't remember. My mom might have let me take like a puff off of a cigarette before as one of those see how nasty this thing is sort of deal, which I didn't get clearly. But being 12, cigarettes are kind of hard to come by. And me and this guy named Fabian discovered a pack of just disgusting, ancient, brown, like, they must have been water damaged cigarettes in his backyard that we proceeded to smoke. It was actually not that bad. But yeah, that was the first.
I like how you described it in such a gross way, but it actually wasn't that bad. I've done similar things. I actually have a video up about smoking a year-old basic. It was sitting in an ashtray in my cousin's spare bedroom that was used for storage at that time. And it was a basic, I think it was a short, it was just chilling there. It had to have been a year. And I smoked it for the camera, and it was a horrible experience. It tasted just disgusting. Basics are gross to me as is. I hate that brand, but that was just, you know, a little cherry on top of disgust.
I bet. I wouldn't say I've ever been a steady smoker, especially with cigarettes, but over the years we'd smoke stuff. I would smoke something now and then. Then in high school, me and a friend really got into smoking cigars. That became kind of our thing every weekend. And I don't remember how we got the cigars. Maybe he was old enough to buy them or something at the time.
One of my friends that I'm friends with to this day is who I first started smoking cigarettes with. He was a smoker as a teenager, and funny, it's just he didn't convince me to smoke. He never tried to peer pressure me. It was a friend who I had come over to his house that bummed a cigarette from him that peer pressured me into smoking. And by peer pressure, I mean, he was like, hey Eli, take a hit. No, I'll give you both those PS2 games if you take a hit. All right.
That seems like a pretty solid peer pressure.
It was a fair trade. I got
like
something.
that, yeah. One of the things I find to be helpful is covering the top a little bit. Give it a little bit better draw.
I just love the feeling of when it hits your tongue. It's kind of like my best way to describe it is like a watery type, I don't know. It's weird. It's like a fluid rushing past my tongue, but there's no fluid.
Right.
So for pipe smoking, what do you recommend budget-wise the lowest I go? If I were to walk into Pipe Dreams and say...
For a pipe or the tobacco?
I could say both.
For a pipe, it really just depends. Like, for years, I had just a corncob pipe that suited me well. It was kind of on the more expensive end. It was like $15, but it lasted me... Because, I mean, you can get them for like $2 some places. But it lasted me for like 4 years. Kind of the nice range, what this one was my wife got me this kind of cherry wood pipe. It was around $40 or $50. And this will probably last me my whole life.
I think our boss would appreciate if you went out for a smoke break and just packed the pipe.
Right.
Just
for...
Take your sweet time until it's done.
I'll be back in half an hour, boss.
Take a smoke break every 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem with smoking your pipe, is it's not very convenient. Unless you have a giant pocket that you can just put it in and then come back to it later.
I feel like I should have got a cappuccino on my way here. I feel like I should have brought my pop. Oh,
Let's consider that.
I drank my pop.
Yep, that's gone. Chocolate milk, supposedly, goes very well with pipe and cigar use.
I also heard that regular milk can help for a cocaine come down.
I don't think we travel in the same circles.
They're both circles.
That's true. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying.
I don't use cocaine
It's
anymore. But no, I was never an avid user. I tried it a couple of times. That's about it. But somebody I was talking to said milk really helps with coke come down. So I was like, that's cool. I wish I would have knew that
Thanks
the
for
times that I
sharing.
tried coke. Might have been helpful there. I don't even really smoke weed anymore.
It's probably good.
I just want to experience reality.
Right. That same friend that I smoked the cigars with, eventually that became weed. And, there's good times, but there's nothing so great about where it's like, wow, this really changed my whole life. I mean, there's nothing that you experience while you're high that you can't come to being sober, at least in my experience. Intellectually speaking.
I get what you mean. The perception of things is different, but it's hard to explain. When you're actually stoned, you feel like you have a whole new perception of everything. But when you're sober and you think back to that, you realize none of it was special.
Right.
You could say it's a mind-expanding experience. What I found is it kind of made me retarded enough to think that it was a mind-expanding experience.
I'm so profound.
Like, look at how beautiful the trees are.
Right.
Oh, look at you beating me.
That bowl's a little bit bigger.
My bowl is thick. It's a thick bitch.
Uh-huh. I miss being able to smoke indoors. Like going to Denny's at 3 a.m.
It's just
in the middle of winter and
Did you
Yeah,
ever...
I'm surprised they let me smoke pipes at Denny's.
That'd be...
I was okay with it.
Set up an entire hookah, 4 hoses.
We're in the smoking section, what?
Every now and then, you always gotta have a vape break. I got a new tank on it.
Holy cow. That's ridiculous.
Put the pipe in your mouth. That's ridiculous.
You also look very smart when you use it to point at things.
Listen here.
Look here, young man.
Just, you're fired. Am I? No. Just walks back in the office.
Am I really, though? I think not.
I think not.
Smells nice.
Care to try?
Seems dangerous. How does that much go into my mouth and lungs with such a shallow breath?
It's a vape. Vape niche, bro. Oh god. If I ever actually talk like that, like my actual vocabulary consists of bruh, shoot me. End my suffering.
Consider it done.
End my faggotry.
Is that watermelon flavored?
It's called Hawaiian Pog. It's by a brand called Naked.
Interesting.
It's some type of citrusy, like... I was searching through their catalog and I was looking for orange mainly. An orange flavor. I've still actually yet to find a good orange, like, creamsicle type vape juice. I know it exists. I know I'll find it, but I've been having trouble with it. Every time I look, I end up... There was one orange dreamsicle type flavor that I found, but it wound up just tasting like an orange. Which isn't bad, but it's not what I was looking for. I find that most often with vape flavors, you'll get something that's supposed to imitate a certain flavor, and it's not that it tastes bad, it tastes very good.
It's just not there.
It doesn't taste what you're expecting it to be like, which is kind of upsetting. This, it's, you know, it says Hawaiian, it's got some type of Hawaiian-ish, what you'd think, I don't know.
My friend works at his brother's company that makes vape juice, or whatever you call it. What's called mystery e-liquids.
How do you get away with selling nicotine items online? Do they just sell the juice and it's up to you to get the nicotine to put in it?
I don't know. Maybe they don't actually sell it online, and I'm just confused.
No, the vape juice is sold online. I've seen it.
I'm not sure how that's regulated. I think they're still working on it.
Vaping in general is a big gray area.
Yeah.
Which I don't see why. It's a smoking substitute, it's a nicotine thing. It's targeted for people that are within the smoking category in a way. So there really shouldn't be a gray area involved in it.
Well, I think because it's not smoke, it doesn't have the same health side effects. I don't know. At least that's what they're trying to push.
It's only, the only things you're getting is nicotine.
Like this, though.
I didn't even realize I was doing it. It's making me smarter and I don't even know it. I'm just gonna go home with, you know, the one eyepiece, just grandma. Why was that a borderline Italian grandma?
It's just the voice that you use most often.
I'm a very smart man now, grandma. Hello, grandmother. I have taken up to a new habit. This one I will be doing indoors. You can't smoke? Fix me a plate of haggis. I'm in a Scottish mood today. Get in there and stuff the intestine. Why is it my go-to weird food, like, to say is haggis?
It's because it's the weirdest food there is. You don't get more weird than haggis.
Would you try haggis?
If I had to?
Boy.
I mean, of my own volition, I don't think I would try haggis. Would you go for it?
See, the thing is, I'd have to be very high. And then I'd try it, and it tastes so
Probably
bad.
be delicious if you're high. Covered in chocolate. One time, me and a friend we were stoned at my house, and we decided to cook ourselves a little something. So we made pancakes, and then we turned them into chocolate pancakes with blueberries, and then we put peanut butter and marshmallow fluff and syrup and shit on top, and they were amazing.
Do you still have all of your toes?
All my toes?
Yeah. I feel like after eating that, you'd have to go get a couple hacked off right away.
Oh no.
Just up.
There's
3 o'clock.
so good. So, but in the middle of us making these pancakes, my dad comes home, and we're laughing in the kitchen, cracking up about these ridiculous pancakes. He comes in and he's just like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Yep, there's no way that he doesn't think that we're high right now." He doesn't say anything, we're just like, "We're making pancakes." And that was the end of it.
It's like he knew, but he probably figured, if I'm going to confront them, it might as well not be while they're in a goofy mood.
Could be. We never brought it up again, though.
How old were you?
Somewhere in the 18 to 20.
Oh.
18 probably. 18 or 19.
I was in 9th grade, and there was a family member, I'm not going to state who left a couple of roaches in a pile of dirty dishes that was sitting in a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my friend came over. We took a water bottle, or a Gatorade bottle, made a bong, and smoked in my garage, and it was my first time, so I was so blazed out of my mind. I could tell you that I ate all this and that, which I did, but the most interesting part is when I went to bed. For some reason, I locked the door in the room I was sleeping in. No good reason, and my grandma was on vacation, and my dad got home from work. But he called me on the phone, like mid me being stoned, and he could tell by my voice that I wasn't all there.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew. And I woke up at 3 in the morning and fuck. I was like, what? And all my dad said is, "Where's the roaches?" And I'm like, "What roaches?" And I gave him a bullshit excuse. I was like, I threw them away because I was cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Disregarding the fact all the dirty dishes were still there. So I really didn't do much cleaning at all. I only got rid of the roaches. I don't want drugs in my house. And he was like, "You're lying to me." I was like, "Yeah, I don't even know why I was trying to lie about it. I can't get away with that."
This was ill-conceived from the get-go. I admit it.
I had to admit it.
apologize.
It's like what my excuse was so stupid. I had to call myself out on it. Like, yeah, that was fucking dumb. Yeah, I was high. He's like, "I told you to do the dishes. You didn't do them." Because this is what kind of got to me. Because I get I shouldn't be getting stoned in 9th grade, but he said, "You didn't do the dishes because you were too busy doing drugs." I was like, I understand it's not the best thing in the world, but you're kind of talking about it like I smoked PCP and didn't do the dishes because of it. It's...
Yeah. You weren't, like, out selling...
my ass.
I was going to say the family possessions. Or trying to sell the dirty dishes to get more drugs.
This is 10 cents a plate, man.
There's still a little macaroni on there.
You eating good tonight. You ever seen the Chappelle Show?
Yeah.
The crackhead that he plays, "We eating good tonight, baby. We be high for hours."
The first time I smoked weed, we got it from, I'm not sure how to describe this friend of ours, but he was the kind of guy that, reflecting back on it, he should not have been the one providing the weed, because we're pretty sure there was something else in it. I don't know if it was angel dust or what the hell. Something was tampered in that weed.
What makes you say that?
Well, for one, because my friend, who at the time was a bit more experienced in the department, said he's never been high like that before. And I don't know, like, I went full stereotypical stoner, like, started cracking up like the Joker for a solid hour. And there was, like, this feeling right here, like I had a burning sensation, like some ash or something fell there and was just burning for a long time. It, like, every time I smoked weed after that too, for a long time, that sensation kept coming back. I'm not sure what that was about.
An interesting thing, there's what weed can do, smoke, like, if you have a certain experience while you're stoned, I've noticed that once you smoke weed after that, that same thing will, it's like it's in relation to weed, so it'll just happen. I never had a panic attack at all in high school. I've always had social anxiety, but never have I had a panic attack. And never have I had a panic attack while smoking weed in high school, when the risk of it should have given me one. I was fine. But there was one time that I just, after high school, just smoked pot way too much. Keep in mind, the time that I'd smoked before that was a year beforehand. So we're going in with a 0 tolerance. I take 4 massive bong rips. I was so high that I got in my friend's car. We were in Battle Creek headed to Parchment. I don't know if you know the distance there, but it's about 40 minutes maybe.
Okay.
Maybe give or take 5 or 10 minutes. And I got in the car. I was just giggling. I was like, man, I'm so fucking stoned right now. Wait a minute. He's just as stoned as me and he's about to drive us. Panic. I was crying in his back seat. I made him pull the car into a parking lot. I didn't wait till he got up to the sidewalk. Right as he pulled the car into the parking lot, I whipped open the door, got out, and just ran to the sidewalk, and just sat there and just. He said, "Eli, get in the car. We need to get her home." I was like, "Nope, I'm not getting in. I'm not getting in that car." He was like, "Eli, we need to go." He's like, I was like, "No, I'm gonna puke. I'm not getting in that car." So I got in the car. This girl didn't have a license. He thinks while we're driving down the road, all high, at like midnight, he thinks it's a good idea to let her practice driving. So he does.
What could go wrong?
Doesn't make my panic attack get worse or all of anything, considering she doesn't know how to use the gas pedal. And she hit a certain speed where the car was in drive. Maybe there was something wrong with the car, but all I can think is that the car was in drive, trying to shift into overdrive, but couldn't because it was limited to that gear. And it was just weird. The car was just jittering and shit, and I was just and he kept saying, "Eli," just trying to see if I'm still awake or alive, because he didn't know what a panic attack was. He thought I was dying. He was like, "Eli, talk to me." I was like, "Nope, no." He was like, "Eli." I was like, "No, shut up." Just refusing to talk to him. And we finally got to his house after dropping her off, and I just got out of his car, sat in his driveway, and threw up. And he walked in, because I was staying the night there. That was well established. And he just went in and told his grandpa. He was like, "Yeah, Eli's having a panic attack. Don't mind him." So I go walking through the living room, just fucking like shaking and shit. You could see I was crying all night, and just fucking had this like cold rag. I'm like, I was fucked up. And his grandpa didn't give a shit. He was like, "Ah, fuck this." So I went and just fell asleep in his back room, and was kind of paranoid the day after that. But ever since then, when I smoke weed, I don't always have a panic attack at all, but I run the risk of it if I smoke too much. That never happened until that night. So yeah, my real anxiety issues did not start until I had my first panic attack on weed.
Interesting.
And I found out after that through some research that the way marijuana creates that euphoric effect in your head, the chemical reaction that's happening is very similar to that of schizophrenia in the way that it does that effect. It's not schizophrenia itself or giving you that condition, it's just mimics it so well temporarily, and that's why it can cause panic attacks, I guess.
Sure. With,
adding in that it can change your blood pressure and heart rate. It's supposed to be a downer, but, when I smoke, it's like, I might as well just pop the fucking Adderall. At least I'd have some confidence. And that's another thing
Yeah.
I've done that I thought was going to kill me, that I had to stop doing. Even caffeine these days just makes me paranoid, but I'm addicted to caffeine.
No kidding around that.
I come from a family that we like drugs, but I'm not
Okay.
allowed to like drugs in my head because they just fuck with me so much. But I still find myself in a scenario where someone offers me a hit, I'll take it. Out of, whatever reason. Alright, thank you for watching another Smoke and Chat video. This was Sam, and he has introduced me to actual pipe smoking that doesn't involve weed. Like, comment positive things, and subscribe. Don't call me a faggot or call me a faggot. I don't give a shit. Have a good day.